Happy Halloween! That's really bad. We are here with our animal friends today.
Kyle, what is... I don't even remember this character's name.
The alligator or the...
either of them. What's the movie called?
Roller gator?
You're cool and everything, PJ. It's just that you don't have that hip-hop beat.
What are you talking about?
For you. Flying Ryan for me.
I'm PJ.
PJ, what a terrible name.
And I don't know if the alligator has a name.
I think it's just called Baby Gator.
He's also purple, which this guy we're gonna pretend is purple.
Brian will fix it in post.
Also, I don't have nearly as much cleavage as... I'm doing my best, but you're getting only chest hair today, baby. Hello and welcome back to the 225th episode of Good Bad or Bad Bad, the show we watch terrible movies and tell you should too. I'm your spooktacular host, Mr. Brian Chiligo. Joining me, as always, the haunted, the creepy, the horrifying, and every... Mr. Kyle.
Maybe not make it sound like I'm on some sort of fucking registry.
Kyle, you're spooky. It's Halloween.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's spooky Halloween. Oh, that's why I'm creepy and spooky.
The other host, Mr. Kyle and Kyle. Welcome back to this spooktacular 2025 Halloween special. For those who don't understand what our costumes are,
yes,
I'll put some photos in. Here's me. And here's Kyle.
Whoa! Well, I'm flying! Whoa!
Flying Ryan and PJ, the roller gator enabler. I don't know what her fucking whatever her deal is.
Enabler.
So I had the idea of one of us being Flying Ryan.
Yes.
And then I was like, I don't know what the other person would be though, because I was like, I was get like a backpack, a red shirt, and a stuffed dog, and then you. From a bolt of inspiration, of pure genius.
Hang on, we need an animal in a backpack. Guess what we got?
Roller gator, and I was like, don't worry, I'll bust out the low cut white tank to make that work. But yes, so we are our two most recent animals in backpacks characters.
I like how that's just a theme.
It is. It's a great theme. I think I love it. I was really excited when you came up with this idea, and I'm on board. So anyways, today's episode, though, this movie, Kyle, I cannot wait to talk about this Halloween movie. We're talking about 1998's Razorblade Smile.
Which is basically just British softcore porn with horror themes.
How dare you, Kyle? It's one of those episodes. This movie's good. This movie is, I think, legitimately kind of good.
It is fun. It's definitely fun.
It's fun, sure. But also I think there's a lot of craft in this film, in parts. We'll get into it. But holy shit. So the film was written and directed by Jake West. Appears to be British. I was like, just looking at it, I was like, is this British Underworld 5 years before Underworld came out? And it
basically is.
Kind of. But we'll get to it's more than that in a lot of different ways. It's called Razorblade Smile. It's not available to stream anywhere. You can watch it in 7 parts on YouTube.
Yes.
It used to be up in YouTube in its entirety as a single movie, but the nudity got it struck. But apparently you can cut up, because the nudity's still in there on YouTube. It's just in shortened pieces. I don't know. We're just going to jump right in because I have so much to say about this movie, Kyle. As soon as it opens, I was like getting incredible Jezebeth vibes.
Yes.
Because it's
so much, especially at the beginning part here.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Where it's the period piece stuff.
So it opens up back in like the 1800s.
Yeah, it's like 150 years ago from the turn of the century.
Yes.
So 1850s England.
Exactly. And there's this woman riding a horse galloping around on a horse, and there is also, we know we're in the past because it's in black and white. That's how we know.
Clearly,
Kyle, obviously.
Obviously.
But she's riding her horse. Meanwhile, two men are preparing to duel. There's an older guy and a younger guy preparing their pistols to duel at
doing
dawn.
some flintlock.
Yes, exactly. They're preparing for the third act of Hamilton, and it's pretty fantastic. And this is the first moment I'm like, I've seen worse cinematography in basically every movie we've ever done. And I thought that some of the shots, the editing is rough, which is crazy because this writer-director was primarily an editor, so whatever. But the editing's a bit rough, but the actual shot composition I thought was fairly compelling.
They were interesting, and you didn't feel lost with any of it.
Yeah, and I thought there was some fairly well done. Like I said, the shot composition and stuff was at least compelling, if not like masterfully handled. But anyway, so the duel's going on. She's racing. She gets to the house. She's still running to get to the garden or wherever this duel is happening. And she gets there just in time to see the
dog hairs. Wild.
Yeah, it is one of our cooler costumes, but I'm still gonna be sweating my ass off because it's like 100 degrees in this room. But she gets there just in time as the duel happens, and the older guy shoots the younger guy right in the chest. Then the lady
pulls
out her own pistol,
gun,
and shoots the old guy right in the chest. And you're like, oh shit, what's going down? And then the old guy's second, who was standing there watching, pulls
her
out
in the back.
his own gun and shoots her in the back. And the old guy gets super upset about this. He's like, oh no. And I was very confused about what was going on here. And I still don't know if this was part of the big reveal at the end or if this was just something else going. I don't know.
The setup we're getting is the old guy who got shot seems relatively unaffected by him getting shot.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah. He got shot and seemed to not care at all. And you're like, what's going on here? But anyways, because I was like, oh, apparently the old guy's bulletproof. Like he just did not care at all that he got shot. But he carries her inside and he seems upset about this whole thing. So we'll get to this at the end. I think in retrospect, what's going on here is that this may be part of what is revealed at the end. We'll get. It's one of my I will spoil this.
The ending is
this
pretty
here.
wild.
The ending of this movie is one of my favorite final 5-minute twists we've ever had in a movie. It's up there with the Andy the Hedgehog. Dean Cain is insane.
Yes.
yeah.
Have I always been wearing a cheerleading outfit?
Yeah, the mom.
And this is all just a figment of my imagination.
He carries her in, sets her in bed, and we get these like dramatic shots in black and white, but all the blood is in red or whatever.
Yeah.
And
we get some Sin City.
Yes, exactly. And she says, "My name is Lilith Silver, and that was the day I should have died." And then we find out that the old guy is a vampire,
and he turns her.
He munches her. Yeah. He chews down on her neck and turns her.
I bet you think you know all about vampires.
And she says, as this is all happening, I bet you think you know everything about vampires. Believe me.
You know fuck all.
And I was like, I'm in.
Oh,
Let's
God.
go. Let's go. And then, so she sets that. That's the setup. She gets turned into a vampire, and then opening credits. And I love the late 90s video game-ass credits we get, which are like a bunch of razor blades flying around in space in a black background, and then interspersed with these crazy like silhouette shots of the characters like shooting guns and stuff, almost like James Bond style credits. It's kind of amazing.
Oh God, that would be great if we got like Underworld James Bond. Why not?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So cut to modern day.
Yes.
And we're at this bar called Transylvania, which is apparently a vampire bar. Because Lilith is just hanging out at this bar with, I think, other vampires. I think it seems like it's hard to tell.
I think there's a lot of just regular humans in there too.
Yes,
because
well, at least
some of
the
them
one girl is,
yeah,
for
they're
sure.
very inquisitive about what vampires would do with their morphine abilities or whatever.
I hate to interrupt your impassioned flow, but weren't we talking about the vampire's ability to metamorphose?
So maybe they are all actually like humans doing like it's like a goth thing where they like pretending to be vampires. Except Lilith obviously is a vampire, we find out. But anyways, they're there. And I was immediately loving the shit-ass aesthetic of this movie because it looks like it's shot like this is lit right now, like how our episode is lit, with just like neon lights blasting everything. And for this conversation at the bar table, it's just like a wide-angle lens like up on everybody. It's a very specific early 2000s, late 90s aesthetic that I kind of love, Kyle.
And also to go with the goth theme stuff, who was the dude who did Ember Days and the
yes, he looks like
the one guy who looks exactly like
I thought it was
Michael
him.
Something, right?
Argo. Michael Argo, maybe? Something like that.
It looks exactly like him.
Yes,
It's pretty great.
I was 100%. I was like, is that the dude who made Ember Days? Because that would be incredible lore if he was in this movie as an actor and then decided, I'm going to make my own movie. That would be amazing. I don't think it's him because this guy's British.
Yeah.
And Michael Argo is not British or whatever his name is. So they're talking about like, what would you do with vampire powers? Like if you had vampire powers. And we get these weird like bits. There's like there's like jokes in the movie occasionally where like they're talking about it, and she's like, "Well, you could transform
into a bat."
Yeah.
Why would you transform into a bat? They're poor flyers. They can't see anything.
Yeah. And we cut away to like a black and white old timey filter of her turning into a bat.
Come on, think about it. Stupid idea.
And it's like a comical cutaway like gag. It's very
the other one
interesting.
is turning into mist, where
Yeah.
you're like, what are you gonna do with mist?
Yeah, you're mist. What do you can't do anything.
And what the fuck would it feel like to be a mist?
Yeah, you may be right, but those old vampire flicks are still pretty cool.
Which I thought was amazing, which was a lot of fun. But they're talking about what they would do or whatever. And then she goes, well, what I would do was I'd be a hitman. And we cut to her home.
Yes.
She's in her bedroom. She has a coffin against the wall that she opens up, and it is chock full of weapons.
Yes.
And I was like, let's go!
It feels a little bit, and this is going way back, like John Bon Jovi's
vampires.
Yeah, the
Las Muertas.
Las Muertas, where he pops open the surfboard and it's full of all this stuff.
Starring Cassian Andor himself in maybe his best role. But no. And you also know she's a real badass because she zips herself into skin-tight latex, baby, or leather, one of the two. I'm not sure.
She's got to be like, because I've seen like the behind the scenes of like people when they're doing like that type of stuff, and like they are drenched in sweat. They're sewed into those suits.
Oh yeah,
they can't get out. They're overheating.
She's probably powdered up to get in there or whatever. Yeah, but she slinks into this very skin tight leather or latex or whatever. Gets her weapons, pulls her weapons out of her giant coffin weapon holder, and I love that the two knives she gets out are very clearly those little Halloween knives that are spring loaded that you can like stab into your arm. I was dying at that. But we cut from there to a house where just two lads are playing tennis.
Just out front.
In the middle of the night.
And I
it
will
is
say,
dark out and they're playing tennis.
The way they talk and the way it's shot felt a little very early like Danny Boyle-esque.
Pure fucking luck. Come on. One more set.
We're supposed to be on duty.
We are.
Well, the thing that was crazy to me is that I couldn't tell. I think a lot of this is actually shot on film because a lot of it looks like film.
100%. And this is shot in '98.
Yeah. And
which you would think it's mostly. You would think they'd be doing
right around transitioning to video.
Yeah.
But I think this is all shot on film, or at least mostly shot on film, because you can see like grain and stuff in a lot of the shots that I don't think they were doing artificially back. I'm pretty sure most of this is shot on film. But these two mad lads are playing tennis in the dark. And then I was like, is that the Children of Men house? Because this looks like...
A little bit.
It
also looks a little bit like in 28... Was it 28...
Days later? Weeks later?
Weeks later, yeah.
The sequel?
The beginning part where... what's his damn name? The guy
Cillian
from...
Murphy? Cillian Murphy?
No, the guy from in the beginning part of it. The guy from
I haven't actually seen 28 Weeks Later. I've seen 28 Days.
Train Spotting. Who's the bad guy in Train Spotting?
God, it's been so long.
Anyways, where he's like running from the townhouse while they're being he's being chased by all the zombies.
I think what it really is it's just any English countryside house because
now I'm thinking with the two of them talking, it's that gritty British nihilism that you get in like Train Spotting.
Yes.
That you get in like you said with the countryside stuff. Honestly, a lot of it even goes back to like Get Carter with Michael Caine. There's a little bit of that in there too.
Yeah. Well, and then once we get to some of the other stuff, I thought they were he's clearly referencing Coppola at times, and a lot of we'll get into it. But some of the way this is shot in this next scene that I was going to talk about in the bathroom feels so 70s to me. Like this is a person who watched a bunch of 70s horror films. It feels like Bram Stoker's Dracula and stuff from that.
And there's even some Romero stuff in there too, at least with the tension building.
Yeah, and there's also like it feels like some of the close-up stuff feels almost like Italian giallo inspired stuff. I don't know. You can clearly tell that the people making this movie had at least some know-how about like cinematic language and like framing shots and stuff like that. Anyways, so we cut inside the house where these two guys are playing tennis, and it is like some criminal guy. We don't know his whole deal, but he's in the bath and he's running a bath, drinking champagne in the bathtub, and his wife comes in and turns the water, and she's like touches the water, and she's like, "Oh, I'll be back, but it's too hot. I always tell you not to run the water so hot."
You know I don't like it scalding. You always put in too much hot.
I thought you liked our steamy relationship.
And I was like, look, not to stereotype, but in my experience, it is never the woman who is like, this water is too hot. That has never in my life been my experience, but I would stand to be corrected. But anyways, so she's like, I gotta go get more champagne. I'll be right back.
Don't worry, plenty more where that came from.
And she's like, don't put as much hot water in it. She leaves, and then surprise, Lilith breaks in.
This is where we start getting some more of that like tension, action.
Yes.
With stuff going on, because he's put like a cloth over his eyes where he can't see.
Face. Yeah.
She grabs it, covers his mouth, and just goes into his neck.
Yeah. Well, but before that, we get this incredible slow-mo shot where she's standing there over the thing, and she whips her head back, and we get this top-down shot where slow-mo of her hair whipping back, and we see her fangs revealed. I'm like, that's cool, man. It's a cool shot.
Oh, you're not angry. Good.
But like we get this like great tension as he's like being drained, right? Where he's like flailing around,
and we're cutting to like close-ups of the water,
the champagne glass getting knocked over,
and that felt very 70s to me. Yeah,
that was the old horror kind of tension building stuff. That was really good.
Yeah, I was like, uh-oh, Kyle, this is great. That was my note here. I was like, the use of close-ups in this murder scene are fantastic. I will say that's probably the best shot scene in the movie, maybe. They probably did it early and had a lot of time, and were like, let's take our time and really get all the angles and shots we want. The rest of the movie doesn't quite live up to that. You could tell they kind of started running out of time, and we're just going through stuff a little bit as it went on. But she kills him, or she strangles him, or whatever, drowns him, or something like that. And then she grabs his eyeball ring off of his finger. He has this little eyeball ring on his finger. She pulls it off, but then she gets startled by something and drops it into the bathtub and loses it. She's not able to get it. And then she just pulls out her gun and shoots him in the head a bunch, or shoots him, like 3 times. I was like, I thought he was dead already. Okay, sure.
Okay.
C-. To irony.
But then she escapes because the alarm starts going off.
Yeah.
And so she has to escape. So she runs outside and she gets in a shootout with the tennis lads. And they are all terrible shots. all of them just missing every bullet at both each other just the whole time. Eventually, she does kill one of them.
Well, she gets shot and then falls down.
Yes,
and they think,
that's right.
That's fine. We got her. Man, really sucks about the boss, but at least we avenged him or whatever.
It was killing me when they shoot her and she falls over. One of the guy goes,
Dead fucking bitch.
I was like, what? It was so funny. But surprise, she's not dead. She jumps up and shoots and kills them. And we get a great game, set, match.
Game, set, match.
Because they're on a tennis court.
Oh, and then she says, don't you just love ball sports? And shoots the guy in the dick a bunch.
Don't you just love ball sports?
I was like, well, I guess the balls, presumably, but I was like, what?
This
incredible.
That's the kind of stuff, and this, ironically enough, feels a little trauma-ish. In a certain way. A lot of this felt like it was just lampooning some horror slasher stuff.
100% parts of this are satirical, and again, the rug pull at the end is incredible. We'll get to it. It's one of my favorite twists ever.
As you can see, the stuff about drinking blood is correct. Blood is food. And like all food, some people's taste good, and others F-grade druggy shit.
So anyways, then we cut back to the bar, and I was like, oh, did any of that actually happen? Because it sounded like almost she was like pitching this as like a fantasy scenario, but no, this is real.
Yeah, she is a vampire assassin.
She is a...
oh my god, we said it! Slovak!
You're right, she is a vampire. I didn't even think about that. But yes, she is a vampire assassin. And she was basically explaining like what she would do if she were a vampire. Surprise, she actually is. To this other girl who's like very interested in the idea of being a vampire. We cut to the vampire boardroom where... Well, it's not a vampire boardroom. We cut to the Illuminati boardroom.
Yes.
We will find out later.
Some Mystic 12
because
type stuff.
Yeah, only one of them is a vampire, which I assumed they all were initially, but no, they're not. It's just the main guy, and the rest of them don't even know vampires exist.
You would think that people whose like entire existence for the past, I don't know, what is there, it's supposed to be around for like what, 400 or 500 years, something like that, with their accumulation of power over time, they would all just be vampires or have some sort of supernatural BS if that's already in this world.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, when we get to the end, we explain why they aren't, because what this whole thing is. We'll get to it. It's incredible.
Whoever's behind these assassinations would seem to have knowledge of our organization.
I thought that was impossible.
But I love that every shot in the evil Illuminati boardroom is framed in a way to make sure that one of the two girls who are in the scene's cleavage is in like the foreground or background of every shot.
Yeah. Have you not seen the rest of this movie, Brian?
Every single shot, they're like, boobs. We gotta make sure there's boobs, somewhere boobs. Amazing. Then we find out that the guy she just killed was part of this order because this guy comes in, and we'll find out later, this guy's name is Price. He is a police officer.
Mm-hmm. Detective Inspector, any progress with our little problem?
Detective, something like that. He works at Scotland Yard. And he is corrupt. He's on the take with this organization. I think it seems like it, at least to some extent.
Yes.
Yeah. But so he's telling him like, hey, they just killed one of our people. Oh, they also all have the ring that the guy in the tub had. So we know they're all part of the same organization. Then the main evil guy, who is the old guy from the beginning.
From way earlier, yeah.
From the flashback from long time ago. He seems to be leading this organization. He starts doing tarot cards, and they're like, what are you doing, man? And he's like, well, I'm reading tarot so that I can figure out what's going on here. And he's like, bad news. She's a vampire.
I believe the killer to be a vampire.
A vampire? As in the fangs and blood-sucking variety.
And they're like, what? And this is where I was like, oh, okay, so they're not all vampires, because he's like, oh, it's a vampire. And they're like, vampires don't exist, man. What are you talking about?
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but isn't this all a bit ludicrous?
I do not believe in vampires.
And he's like, no, it's a vampire. And they're like, so this is clearly some normal secret evil organization, not a vampire secret organization.
Price, we need you to do everything you can to terminate this situation!
Then we cut back to the house where this other detective or crime scene investigator guy is like investigating the crime scene. And Price, the cop who was the corrupt cop, shows up and is getting information from him. And he's like, okay, so I found this thing of drugs, PCP, angel dust.
One of the guards was pumped full of angel dust.
Angel dust?
That's PCP. Angel dust. Sherman Hemsley.
And he's like, one of the guards was all hopped up on PCP, and so the guard's like, oh, okay, well, I'll take that for evidence.
I have this image of Denzel. I didn't know you like to get wet.
I didn't know you like to get wet. So he hands it to this cop, and the cop and then he goes, also, we found this ring in the tub, and he holds up an evidence baggie with the eyeball ring in it, and he hands it to the cop, and the cop grabs it with his hand that
you
also
can clearly
has
see the ring.
Does this mean anything to you?
Maybe.
And I feel like the cop sees it. He's like, yeah, here. That's interesting. Anyways, it never comes back, but I think that guy
failed his wisdom check.
Yeah, he's like, here you go, have this ring.
See you around. Horror movie man.
But as that cop is leaving, he's like, all right, I got to get these drugs and this stuff to the crime lab or whatever. As he's leaving, the dead guy's wife shows up and is like, hey, I need to talk to you. And we don't see what they say, but we get a shot, a wide shot of them talking in the car or whatever. We cut to Lilith walking through a park, a graveyard, I think maybe, to go meet her contact. And I was like, this is impressive, Kyle, because she's walking through this park wearing a suit jacket, but you can still see her nipples through the suit jacket. And I was like, that is impressive. She goes and she meets Platinum.
Platinum, yes. This is her boss
contact.
Kinda?
It's like he's the guy who gets the money and the jobs for her.
Yeah. In the world of Hitman, this would be Diane.
You mean the video game Hitman?
This would be Burnwood, Diana Burnwood.
I don't know.
She is the person who's like, that is blank.
Yeah, this dude gives her the contracts, and then once she does the contract, he gives her the money. That's basically their thing. But he's not the one calling the hits. He gets them from somebody else or whatever. He's like the intermediary or whatever. Yeah. But also, he's the intermediary that she fucks because she is into this dude.
You're still the man of my dreams, Platinum.
I try not to get involved with dangerous women.
That's not what you said the last time.
Mistake.
She's talking to him. Also, he tells her, hey, here's your next target, and it's Price. It's the cop we saw from earlier.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Well, there's also a part where they talk about you didn't get the ring.
Oh, yes, that's right. He's like, you didn't get the ring. And she's like, oh, shit. Well, sorry, I couldn't get it.
I was paid to kill somebody. I'm not paid to be some sort of jewelry retrieval person.
Yeah.
Did you get the ring?
No, I lost it in the crossfire. Your clients will have to live without their little trophy this time.
And then they go and they have sex because he's like, I can't do this again. We can't be together. And then she's like, but actually, what if we fucked? And he's like, all right, fine. So they do have sex. Then she goes home and she gets on late 90s internet.
Yes.
Chill Pilgrim.
And this is where she meets the
Chill Pilgrim.
Chill Pilgrim, which is this guy in the little webcam.
Yeah, this is her fence for information.
Yes, she's like, hey, I found this ring, and she shows him a photo of an image of the ring. The
symbol that's inside it.
Oh fuck.
And he's like, ooh, that looks interesting. I'll do some research on it and get back to you.
Wow. It's like Masonic or something. I don't know. Why don't you leave it with me and I'll check it out.
Then we cut to the bar like the next day or whatever, and she's hanging out at Transylvania again, and a student photographer shows up.
Yes, and this is like some American student, right?
Yeah, he's some kid who shows up. He's like, I'm a photography student.
I also called him because he also has like red hair and stuff. I was like, oh, it's Jimmy Olsen.
Hey, now I may be a student, but I am still a professional.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is kind of look like Jimmy Olsen. But he wants to take photos of them for a project he's doing for his university or whatever. And so he takes a bunch of photos to them. But after he's done taking the photos, he rushes outside and gives the camera to the cop, to Price, who is like paid this guy to go take photos inside without rousing suspicion or whatever.
I think you'll find every latent image you need on these.
I hope so. 80 quid, right?
Sorry, I've changed the price.
Then we cut back inside, and the wannabe vampire girl is like flirting with Lilith, and is like, hey, blah, 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 they're flirting or whatever.
No, Lilith, if it wasn't for some of your views, you'd be a really attractive woman.
You say the sweetest things.
And I was like, well, it is that kind of movie. Oh, are we going to get vampire lesbians?
Oh,
Oh, baby,
of course we
are we
are.
going to get vampire lesbians? Why would you pick this movie, Kyle? You're such a pervert. So like you to pick this movie, Kyle.
Yes. So like for me to pick this movie, like I said, this is basically softcore porn.
It's really not, actually.
We really don't get like any like visuals.
No, there's a little bit of nipple here and there,
Yeah.
but it's really not that. Yeah, there's just a couple of sex scenes. It's not nearly as salacious as you're making it out to be. Unless you're really into latex, then I guess
this isn't The Hills Have Thighs.
Yeah, exactly. But she takes her home, and they go into her apartment, and they start having like making out, and then Lilith just eats her.
Yes.
Because she has this voiceover where she's like, there's a pleasure beyond orgasm that is death. I don't even know.
Beyond sex lies a greater orgasm, that of taking life. It may seem cruel, but for the right victim, I can make it the most beautiful way to expire.
My mother always told me, don't play with your food.
Lilith does not. And then I was like, oh, because then I thought, oh, maybe she's turning her into a vampire.
Well,
no, because she just bites her and sucks her blood and then lights her on fire and leaves. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
As I've seen a couple times in other like materials, you have to be very selective on who you turn into a vampire.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a society of vampires overfeeding.
Yeah. Well, and also it's a great tease for the end of this movie because it felt to me out of character. I was like, oh, that's weird because Lilith has been presented so far as kind of like a Blade style.
Yes. Yeah,
character.
I was thinking 100%. I was thinking Blade,
like an anti-hero who's like she's a vampire, but who like is a contract killer, killing like bad guys. So she like is moral maybe or is good, and so I was like, oh, it's really weird that she just killed this random woman
who seemed relatively innocent.
Yeah, who seemed like an innocent, and like again, who I was expecting, oh, she's gonna turn her or something. And no, she just kills her, and I was like, well, that's fucking crazy. We'll get to it, but it's actually not out of character at all. It's incredible. We also then, like, right after that, we get a scene where she's walking down the street wearing the sunglasses that Gary Oldman wears in Bram Stoker's Dracula when he's out on the street, the little round sunglasses.
Yeah.
And she even says Bram Stoker got a few things right. Vampires can go out in sunlight. It's just like that it's really bright for them. Like it hurts their eyes.
Yeah, you
or
have
whatever.
to have like the ocular blocking.
Yeah, like super
shades.
sunglasses or whatever.
Oh, Bram Stoker got that one on the money. Vampires can function during the day, but the main problem is on the eyes. They're very sensitive.
She goes to bed and she has her first nightmare dream thing, which has some incredible special effects in it, Kyle. It is her like standing in front of a green screen in front of like a giant cityscape, and there's like fire in the sky and it's crazy. It makes no sense, but it's incredible.
Some times like stuff.
Yes. But then she wakes up and we find out, or no, we cut back. The detective figured out from the photos. He talks to somebody. Oh, he goes to the wife of the dead guy and is like, hey, I got these photos. Do you recognize the woman who killed your husband? Because we find out in this moment, which we didn't see at the beginning, that the wife came back upstairs and saw Lilith in the bathroom killing her husband, and she ran and set the alarm off. That's what all happened. We just didn't know at the beginning. So she knows what Lilith looks like. She sees her in the photo and is like,
My God!
The guy is like, hey, is it this girl with the vampire fangs, the one who got killed by Lilith at the last scene? And she goes, no, it's this woman, and it's Lilith sitting next to her. So he now knows he needs to go investigate this Lilith. Meanwhile, so he sends, I think, or no, maybe the photographer just does it on his own accord. But the photographer goes over there for a private session.
Oh, boy.
And he's like, I'm glad you called me. Nobody ever follows up for my private photography sessions. God. And he gets over there, and she immediately is like, fuck photography. We're going to have sex.
Sex?
And just starts his...
Well,
with some of the most insanely over-the-top sound effects I have ever heard in a movie, Kyle.
Oh my God.
I was like offended on the movie's behalf. I was like, that is really loud.
But Brian, boss, you ain't lived till you got hit from a vampire.
Boss, you ain't lived till you got hit from a vampire.
Classic. Holy shit, you're right. I forgot about that line, Kyle. Incredible.
We're bringing back everything now.
It is. We really are. This movie is kind of a culmination of a lot of different of our movies. But then, so she bites him at his dick and starts sucking his blood, and then stands up and turns his head around backwards, snapping his neck. Because the doorbell rang.
I will say the way they did that worked pretty well.
It's really good.
The way they snapped his neck, you see some falling, you see him kind of fall, and then they just do a hard cut, right?
Yeah.
And then we just get him obviously wearing his suit backwards.
Yes. Yeah.
Falling onto the bed. It looked pretty good.
It looks pretty good. It's pretty good. But the doorbell had rung, which is why she did this. So she rushes down to the door, and the detective is there. And he brings her in. He's like, I gotta ask you some questions. So he takes her down to the station, and he shows her this file of murder victims from like the 1800s. And she's like, so why are you showing me this? Like, she's just laughing at him like, what, you think I murdered people 100 years ago or whatever? And at this point, Price has now been convinced that she's a vampire because of, like, earlier the old guy said she was, but he didn't really buy it then. But from the other research and stuff he's been doing and watching her and everything, he now thinks she is a vampire.
She's a fucking vampire.
He's like, yeah, I think you did it because I think you've lived for hundreds of years. You're a vampire. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And his partner is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Have you lost your mind?
And I love, this is a great moment. His partner's like, dude, you are fucking crazy. And his partner's like, no. And he's like, no, I'm not. And she's like sitting there and he looks at her and she flashes her fangs at him.
He's kind of waiting for the line, are you taking the piss?
Yeah, but she flashes her fangs at him to like provoke him, and he like fucking snaps. It's amazing, and he smashes a chair and tries to stake her with
a chair. That's great.
And the other cop is like, whoa, all right, and drags him out, and is basically like, hey, please don't press charges for what just happened. We'll just let you go. And he's like, okay. So Price though decides he needs to take things into his own hands, so he's gonna go on stakeout.
Heyo.
But meanwhile, her web contact gets back in touch.
Yes.
Surprise!
It's the eye of the Illuminati. The
Illuminati.
all-seeing. What's the all-seeing eye on the top of the pyramid called?
Like the seven-sided eye or something. I don't know. He says something like that.
Anyways, it's what's inside this, like, not even a pentagram. It's
sort
whatever
of
the
weird
star
shape
is.
thing, yeah.
The seven-pointed star, the eye of Providence combined.
It all points to the sect known as the Illuminati.
But he's like, it's the Illuminati. It's the Illuminati. That's who it is. You're dealing with the Illuminati.
I gotta play Deus Ex.
He's like, we're talking Freemasonry on acid here.
Well, we're talking Freemasonry on acid here.
That's a great line.
My phone's been ringing. Nobody on the line. I pick it up. There are clicks going on all the time. My fucking... Jesus Christ. I gotta go.
She's like, oh, okay. So then she goes to bed again that night, where she has another nightmare where with the same insane graphics, but then Price shows up and stakes her in the chest in her nightmare, which wakes her up. And I thought we were going to get an incredible decision to kill off our main character, like with 30 minutes left in the movie. But no, she survives. But she does get some mail that drops through the slot, and it is a VHS that is platinum, tied up. He had been kidnapped and is tied up in some room somewhere, saying, hey, the people want the money back from the last job because you didn't get the ring, or because I didn't get the ring, or we didn't have the ring for it, so we got to return the money.
But our client wants his money back on that last job because I forgot to deliver the ring.
And he's like, if you bring the money to this place at this time, they'll let me go. Or whatever, and then as they so she knows they're legit, they carve the all-seeing eye like into his chest with a scalpel, which I thought was fun. So then we get another sick suit-up montage, just like the last movie, of her like getting all of her guns and weapons and stuff. Except she's not. She's able to bend over. She's not. She doesn't have a severe back injury at this point. But as she's getting ready to leave to go save him, Price shows up at her door and is like, oh, hey, I've been looking for you. And she brings him inside, and then he tries to stake her, and she just Uno reverses him, and he stakes himself in the stomach. But as she's about to kill him, he's able to rip open the curtains just in time to blind her so that he can escape with a stake stuck in his intestines. But apparently he's fine. Like, he's able to just pull it out and be fine. Whatever. It's a huge hunk of wood buried in his stomach, and it's seemingly not that much of an issue.
Sir, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine.
So he's able to escape. Then we get to the big standoff where she has to go save Platinum, and Platinum is standing on these rocks somewhere in the English countryside. I don't know. So she gets there and she saves Platinum, but it's a trap, and a bunch of other guys show up, and there's a big shootout. She gets shot like a bunch of times, and she's bleeding to death. And we set this up earlier in the movie that vampires are kind of invulnerable, but they have to drink blood like immediately in order to heal themselves, essentially. Like, so they're not immune in the way that vampires usually are, where like they're getting shot doesn't matter, they don't care. It's getting shot can kill them, but if they drink somebody's blood in a close enough time, they can heal themselves and they don't die. So, and I was like, oh well, she's gonna have to drain Platinum then. That's what, obviously. And yeah, that is spoilers. But she just turns around and starts blasting, and she just misses everybody for the entire time. She's able to kill most of them. Then the old vampire Platinum starts running away, but he runs into the old vampire, and the old vampire shoots Platinum so that he's bleeding to death now.
How did the bastards get to you?
They didn't want me.
And he said, Lilith confronts the old guy, and he's like, hey, so you have a choice. You're bleeding to death, but so is he. You can either drain him and you'll survive, or you can let him drain you and he'll turn into a vampire and he'll survive, but you'll die.
Or if you act fast, you could save him. Turn him into one of us. Of course, if he should drink the remainder of your blood, you die.
basically is like the you know, the Sophie's choice he has given her here. And we don't see what happens, but she's alive, so she clearly just drains him. And obviously that was going to happen when we find out the way this movie ends. But we do get, right after he says that to her, an incredible dramatic slow-mo sky scream where the camera pulls back over top and she goes, "No!" So then she has to go save him. What the heck happens here? Price takes a bunch of PCP, gets all hopped up on angel dust so that he can go do what he needs to do with his, even though he has a massive gut wound from the stake or whatever. We're about to get to it, but the way his storyline resolves is incredible, Kyle. But he wants to go vampire hunting and finish this thing off, so he snorts a big line of PCP and runs off. Then we cut to the house. I guess it's the old guy's mansion or whatever. The two girls are standing guard out front, who we saw earlier that were like the cleavage girls from the meeting. They are standing guard out front. So she Lilith rolls up, distracts them with a cell phone that she just tosses. Yeah. And then cuts one of their heads off.
Straight up like Steven Seagal style.
Yes, and it rolls into a pond. Or no, that's the second one. She cuts the second girl's head off and it rolls into a pond. But she shoots them, and that's right. She shoots them initially, but then they get up because they're also vampires. Yeah. Surprise. But then she starts sword fighting. She cuts one of the girls' heads off. It falls into a pond. And then I think she kills the other one. And then we get into the final confrontation. It is now Price is there. He rolls up to try to stop this. She is like facing off with the main old vampire guy. Price rolls around the corner and is like, and I can't remember what's gonna happen here, like how this all kicks off. But he gets there to like confront them, and then the old guy reveals that he's a vampire.
Yeah, shock. Well, I mean, we knew that.
Yeah.
I guess they don't know me that well.
Well, yeah, but he reveals to Price that he's a vampire. He turns to Price and is like, "Hey, I'm also a vampire. Surprise!" And Price is like, "What the fuck?"
I can make you one of us.
What? And he just snaps. He's like, "Nah, fuck this. I'm out," and shoots himself in the head.
Oh. Bollocks.
It's Kyle. I was not prepared for that moment.
That's like some. I'm not sure if you know of like Call of Cthulhu. Have you? They have like a wisdom.
Oh, the game. Yeah.
They have like a wisdom damage system, right?
Yeah.
And so if you take enough
psychic damage or whatever,
you lose your mind and just say fuck it.
That's exactly 100%. That is exactly what happens here. He gets to the point where he's like, "Yeah, fuck all of this," and just shoots himself in the head. And I was like, "That's incredible." But Kyle, that's not even the best twist of the movie. I thought that. So here's the thing: going into the movie, I had read one review on IMDb that was like, "This movie's a lot of fun to watch with a group of friends because it's very silly, but also has one of the most insane, incredible final second plot twists I've ever seen in a movie." And I assumed when this happened, I assumed they were talking about that.
Anticlimactic,
the guy him shooting himself in the head. That's not the twist. That's not it, Kyle. So then he shoots himself. Then we get a big sword fight.
Yes, a ridiculous sword fight.
Terrible sword fight.
It's very bright outside I guess this is happening at like dawn almost.
Yeah. So we get this sword fight and it's not particularly interesting. They just like blah blah blah. She wins the sword fight by just swinging at him like 5 times in a row and then just knocking the sword out of his hand.
The Luke Skywalker approach.
Yes, it's exactly that. She's like, "Ah!" And then he's just like, "I give up, I guess." And she just knocks the sword out of his hand. Oh, she kicks him in the nuts and then knocks the sword out of his hand. And then he like falls on the ground and she's like, "Haha, it's time." And she swings the sword around and swings it down and stops. Right on his neck. And there's a little bit of blood, but she stops. And he turns and he looks at her and goes, I thought you were going to actually do it.
Well, you've got good. I thought you were serious.
Or something like that. And she laughs. And then he laughs.
Oh, you should have seen your face.
And Kyle, it is then.
This entire movie is foreplay.
It's all a sexual role play, Kyle.
Oh, I must say, this is the best yet. Police masons, vampire bodyguards. The most fun I've ever had. Oh, God, I love you.
Yes.
This entire movie, all of it, Kyle, is revealed in the final moment where these two immortal vampires fucking around.
They have been setting up like
the world's most elaborate sexual role play.
Is the Illuminati part of the?
Yes, all of it, Kyle. It is revealed that everything that has happened and all of this nonsense, because she's like, this one was crazy. The cops and Illuminati. She's.
Have you ever seen 3 Days of the Condor?
No, I have not.
It's a Robert Redford film from the 70s where they have like these agencies within the FBI like trying to outcompete each other or whatever.
Yeah.
This is similar in that regard where it's just smokescreen on top of smokescreen, but this is not like government just fucking around.
No.
This is just two people saying we have immortality to look forward to. Let's fuck around.
By the way, you're wrong.
About what?
About me not knowing what it is to be a vampire. I've learnt a lot in the last half a century.
100% the reveal is they were bored, so they came up with the world's most elaborate, insane like role play that they played out for real. And because they're vampires who are immortal, they don't give a shit. They just kill people for fun. But it's all part of this elaborate ruse that they created where he's the villain and she's the hero. And then just so they could fuck. It's all foreplay. Kyle, I am not kidding when I tell you I stood up out of my chair and applauded in my home. I gave this movie a Cannes style 15-minute standing ovation, Kyle. I was losing my fucking. It's so brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. It's so funny. The thing that works least about the movie is that they have to over-explain it. Is that we get like a voiceover like explaining it in perfect detail when it was already obvious what was going on.
I think the best thing about being a vampire is that you can play some long, dangerous games with your lover.
Brian would say it's art.
It's art. I was losing my mind at how clever that was. I couldn't believe it. I thought that was amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Lost your sunglasses again?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the best thing about being a vampire is you can play some long, dangerous games with your lover. That's like, I was like, it's incredible. And then the final line of the movie, I told you knew fuck all about vampires.
I told you knew fuck all about vampires. But really, there's only one essential truth you need to know. That is, we're a contradiction.
Holy shit, Kyle. This movie's good bad. I think.
Brian thinks it's just good.
I think it's just good, but it's definitely good bad.
It's got some wild shit in it.
It's entertaining throughout most of the movie. There's a couple parts where it lulls a little bit in the middle, but it's mostly entertaining. The action scenes are silly and bad.
We get boobs.
There's some boobs if you're into that. But it's also just such a fun, clever twist.
This has that able to be fun thing that we look for in films.
And there's some serious craft. Like I said, there is some cinematography that you can tell that if they had more of a budget would be legitimately good, whereas as it is, it's just like...
Yeah, this was... If I were to guess, and convert this over to U.S. currency, I would guess this film back in 98, 97?
Something like that, yeah.
This was probably done for between 500,000 to like maybe a million, but that's very pushing it.
Yeah, I bet it was not. You could tell they had a little bit of money. Like, there's not a no budget movie.
Because I'm just thinking of equipment, location, And they had one actor of note in it, even for the time, and he played a bit of a part.
Well, according to IMDb, the estimated budget is £20,000. I don't know if that seems low to me, but
if you were to go with a pound rate at that point, that's probably 100,000.
Okay, I could see that.
Maybe closer to 75,000.
I think to me it comes across as especially because they shot it on film.
Yeah.
To me, it comes across as a slightly more expensive movie than that, but not much more expensive than that. It's definitely a very low budget movie.
Because clearly everything they had was just stock.
Yeah.
There's no way they were getting premium. For
No. You can tell like the quality of and that's why part of it's hard to tell because the quality of the film they're shooting on varies throughout the film. But yeah, it's Kyle. It's incredible. I was so surprised and delighted by everything about this movie for the most part. I loved it so much. Absolutely good, bad.
David Warbeck was the actor I was thinking of, and he did a lot of stuff in the 70s and 80s. Some horror stuff. I think he's from New Zealand or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So maybe some Peter Jackson stuff.
Yeah, maybe. There you go. We're watching. I think I've mentioned this before. We're watching Xena right now, and it's so funny how many people from Lord of the Rings because that was all filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So like all the time, the guy who plays Lurtz in Lord of the Rings, like the main Uruk-hai at the end. He's in like so many episodes of Xena.
Is Carl Urban in
Yes.
Xena?
Yes.
He
plays
it's
like
Centaur,
8 different characters.
He's
been I think he was at one point, but he's been in like a bunch of different episodes. He's Cupid in some of them, and most recently, and I think most prominently, he plays Julius Caesar.
That's great.
Who's like a villain in
That's great.
like an overarching villain in the series.
Dude, you think of like all the films that were made in New Zealand back then, and Carl Urban was in like a lot of it.
Yes, he's in like 10 or 12 episodes of Xena. It's incredible, but he plays like a different character almost every time. It's amazing. But yeah, Cupid was a fun. Anyways, yeah, like I said, good, bad, incredible. I could not. You can't find it. Like I said, it's not streaming anywhere. You can watch it on YouTube streaming
for as long as it'll be allowed.
As long as it's there. Hopefully we're able to get ours up without any issues. I think it should be fine. I don't think it was a copyright issue. I think from what I saw, the other one got taken down because of boobs. So at least according to somebody on Reddit that I saw. So I don't know. Anyways. That's going to do it for this episode for the 2025 Halloween Spooktacular. As always, you can do us a favor by heading over to patreon.com/GBorBB. Support us there, get access to bonus content, all that kind of good stuff. I have a podcast called This Film Is Lit. We're talking about movies that are based on books. When this episode's out, our most recent episode will have been, I believe, our Halloween episode, which this year, I believe, is Hellraiser. So look out for that. We're in a comic book called The Sentinels. A patron, Roy Johnson, is kickstarting a comic series.
Look at comic version Brian's insanely chiseled chin.
I
think you have like very angular chin.
But it's us like buying some merch or something.
Yes,
I don't know. It's just a very little cameo where we're kind of like two like random characters in it, which is very fun. I've never seen myself rendered in a comic book, so that was enjoyable.
That was really cool.
But yes, you can see those images, and if you want to support it, the Kickstarter, the link for that will be in the description. That's it. Have a safe and happy Halloween. And keep watching movies, especially
Razor Blade Smile.
Yes, brilliant. Just
it's art.
15-minute can standing ovation. We're gonna do 15 minutes. You better get ready.